Hi, Susie from Pink Diamond Guide, stopping by with a Pisces reading. We're looking at energy from the aspect of Pisces and seeing what's going on. Let's not muck around, let's just dive into it. 6 card read and an oracle card and see what's going on from the aspect of Pisces. Righto, we've got Judgment card, we have got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Six of Cups, we've got the Magician, the Death card, and we've got the Chariot. Let's have a look what's going on for you, Pisces. Judgment card as the push from the universe. Now this is it's a tricky energy for you, because where I've been reading Pisces energy is that you've kind of been resisting letting the universe help you get into the scenario that you want. You know what you want to go after, you know what you want life to look like, but it's like that if there's 50 steps that the universe wants to create, you're going, well, let me tell you how to build the first step, and then let me tell you how to build the next one, instead of going to the divine and going, just build the steps. Just build the steps out in front of me, and I will walk them step by step by step by step by step until you deliver me into the promised land, right? You have a promised land. To me, it's like going, stop fighting the universe, or stop trying to tell the universe how it's going to get you there. Just get on board for the ride. Get in the water with the universe and start swimming, because it wants to take you places. So the push from the universe right now is to allow the divine to make a judgment for you, on your behalf, for the betterment of your own good. Whatever it is that you've been wanting to build, judgment falls in your favor. It says, yes, Pisces, I want you to go there. I want you to have that thing that you want. But stop trying to tell me how to build it. Stop trying to take the tools out of my hand and put all of this resistance in place because you think you know how it should be built. What I want you to do is stand before me and just look, I've already built the steps in front of you. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel and just step on to the next step. And if you can continue to do that, if you feel the push of the universe with you, get with the current. Don't try and swim against it. Just swim with it, and I will deliver you unto the promised land. Now, how you're showing up at the moment is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is it's a pretty good omen. It is that you're showing up in Queen of Pentacles, because it's a really positive energy. I equate this to a single mum who's got all their act together, their kids, or single dad, wherever you fit in. It is a feminine energy, but because it has that nurturing energy, but it's still very, very efficient. So it's like your kids have got to get to school, you get the lunches made, you get to work on time, you earn enough money to pay the bills, then you get your kids to piano lessons and tennis lessons and swimming lessons, and they're all fed and tucked into bed asleep, and you are done by 10 o'clock at night, ready for your sleep. Queen of Pentacles has her ducks in a row, right? And this is saying that from where you sit, right, from where you sit, from your perspective, you look like you got your ducks in a row. But here's where I find this a little bit counterintuitive, because the universe is saying, oh, no, 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 Pisces, I have your ducks in a row. It's me. I have your ducks in a row. We're going to do this together. So let me show you. Now that you've got control of the physical world, let me open up the next step for you, because you're not in the promised land yet. You're in the grind. As much as the Queen of Pentacles is somewhat satisfied in life, she's not the be-all and the end-all. She's not the Empress, right? She's the Queen of Pentacles. She still has other things that need to come into her life. And Spirit's going, I really want to bring these things along. Can you trust me to put the steps under your feet? Which might mean that you have to give up a little bit of control, right? And at the moment, it can feel, when you're the Queen of Pentacles, as much as you got your ducks in a row, it can feel restrictive, and it can feel like, if one of my ducks gets out of line, is everything going to fall over? And what I want to say to you is, no, it won't. The universe has got the next step for you to stand on. You just got to allow that energy to flow. Don't try and bottleneck it. Don't try and wring its neck. Just let it flow. And if one of your ducks starts to run across the street, sometimes you got to let them, right? Sometimes it's okay if things get a little bit out of control in order to get you to the next step, right? Here in the soul space, what's going on? Are you longing for a time from the past? Or are you... This has got a couple of... It's ringing a couple of bells for me. So it might be that you're thinking back to a time where you were more... where you had more freedom, where you were more childlike. or you're thinking back to a time from the past, a person from the past who you want to reconnect with. It certainly says to me, because it's in the soul space, that there's events, times, peoples, things that have happened around you from your past that you go, oh, times were much better then. I was much freer. I was a lot more fun. I wasn't always trying to swim upstream when I had this person, this place, this scenario in my life. It felt like things were a lot freer. And sometimes I wish for a little bit of that freedom. So Pisces, maybe because you have worked so hard to get your ducks in a row, that there's not as much time for fun and freedom and frivolity. And it's like if you're in a connection with someone, I get the feeling that you're remembering another version of them when you two were able to have much more fun before life got so responsible. And if you're single, it's kind of like a euphoric recall back to a person from your past who used to make you laugh. I've got this big energy of going, you want to go back to a time where it wasn't just all responsibility and that you felt like you were swimming against the tide, because your nature is much more free-flowing, right? And that you do want to have good times. You enjoy sharing love and compassion and fun and frivolity. You do enjoy those times, and you've got a bit of a hankering for the past, but for some way, and the universe is going, yeah, I want to take you there. Just let me construct the scenarios. But what you're doing is going, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to transform. I don't know how to bring those things back. So I'm going to say it's all too hard. It's all too much. I'm just going to keep my ducks in a row. Thank you very much. The universe wants to shift the situation from lead to gold, right? It wants you to have everything that you've asked for, but you're resisting it on some level. Again, you're that swish fish swimming upstream. And it's like, you don't need to. You don't need to swim against the tide, because you can have the all and everything. The magician is the alchemist. They can change the situation, but they won't do it or can't do it unless all of the elements are absolutely working perfectly. And what Spirit is saying is going, the element that you're missing is that I've already built the path for you. You just won't stand on the step. You're trying to tell me that you've got to build the step. I've already built it. Just bloody stand on it. Let your ducks get out of control so you can bring some fun back to your scenario. Now, here, look, the Death card is the advice from Spirit. You've got to shut a door here somewhere. And I say the energy that you want to shut the door on is trying to swim upstream, trying to swim against the tide of where life is trying to take you. Now, this could mean that you have to leave someone or something behind. Maybe you need to end a job. Maybe you've got a person in your life that you've tried so hard to make it work with, like you've given it your all. And you're like going, all I've ended up with in this scenario is feeling like I've lost myself to the rigidity of the situation. When I chose this person to be my partner, I was thinking about practical things, thinking this person is responsible, this person makes a good income, they're able to complement who I am as a person. Perhaps they were too much like you, right? They were too much like you, and you two were walking off as if you were the perfect pair. But sometimes like and like are just friction. And so when you've gotten into this scenario, you've gone, we're too similar. There's not enough variance. We need contrast. We need somebody, look at these cards. They're in black and white. I created them this way for a reason, because the universe creates in duality. We need those contrasts to be able to create something new. And if you've got too much of the same, right? If you've got the same and the same and the same and the same, you won't create anything new. You'll just stagnate. And that's kind of where I feel you're at. And Spirit's heard you, gone, I know you want to create something new. I know you're looking for more fun, more adventure, and there's someone in your past. It's either a someone or it's a version of you from the past who had a different job, who had different responsibilities, mingling with different people, and perhaps it is a specific person that you got a hankering for. This person lit you up. They were fun. They were spontaneous. They did things out of the box, right? They weren't afraid to dance in the rain. They weren't afraid to sing and dance and be silly. They were just not rigid like the current situation that you find yourself in. Now, Spirit is saying that it's okay to end this energy. It's okay to say, let's close the door on the past. Now, this might not necessarily be the person that you're with. It could be the job that you're in. So apply it where it needs to be applied. If this is just a version of yourself you miss, then that's one scenario. But if it's a person from your past that lit you up, well, that's a whole different energy, isn't it? Spirit saying, close the door on the rigidity, stop telling the universe how to build the next step, and instead listen. The universe is saying, I want to change your situation. You close out this energy and you move forward, and you move forward quickly. You get in your chariot and you close the door on the past. Bam, let's open the door to the future. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes the past is the future. Time is a funny thing. So it could be what you're looking to charge towards in your future energy is a revisit of the energy that you had in the past. You remember what it felt like to have fun, and you remember what it felt like to feel like life was worth living, right? That to go after things where not everything was rigid. So sometimes when I say closing out the past, let's talk about the chapter that you're in as closing out this energy. Put that in the past. Let's rebirth, because I feel like at this point in time you really liked who you were. You liked the energy that you had, and you liked the energy of the people who you were around you, who were supporting you. Let's bring that energy back, Pisces. Let's roll with the punches and let the divine lead you onto that step that they've already built for you. All right, don't try and tell them how to build it. Just step onto the step. And I know that sounds flippant, but it's kind of like leaning into an energy that, you know, sometimes it does feel icky when you're leaning in on the divine, and you're having to, maybe you're having to say goodbye to people or places that you never thought you'd have to. But then the divine goes, this is your way forward. And instead of telling the divine to change the people or the place, you change. You move, you shift. You're not a rock. Move. Okay, what have we got here? Silver vibrations. Now, this is an interesting energy because it's kind of what I was talking about. We talk about having a connection to the divine, and I think it was Dolores Cannon who was speaking it, was saying we have a silver thread that actually connects us to the divine, or connects us to where we are in the ether, where our souls call home, or where the true version of us lives. And we're connected by this silver cord that connects back to the divine. And Spirit is saying, I'm sending you a message down the wire. Silver vibration, right? I'm sending you intuition. I'm sending you messages. I'm telling you exactly what your next step is. Your only job is to listen. So to me, this is it's an affirmation message of saying Spirit is driving your next step. It's just about trust at this point. You don't have to swim upstream. You can get in the flow of the energy, and you can move with the current, and look, shut the door on what's not working and charge fearlessly towards your new chapter, which is a rebirth of the real you. All right, Pisces, I'm going to wrap your reading up there. So in faith, hope, and love, it's bye from me for now.